Okay, this is reality. I just went through some mail, seen some apparently protesters stepping on the American flag that I spent 20 years in the Marine Corps to provide freedom. But here I am in Yuma. I'm a manager of a small little complex, what I call the BP, Baboon Palace. That's the mission, the homeless mission. Here in Yuma, major drug problems, alcohol. I dare to say that there's anywhere between 500 and 600 homeless baboons walking around the streets, looking for their next high, looking for their next pill to swallow, whatever. But anyways, this happened a few years ago, and it was quite interesting. The place was starting to tear down. There was a couple rooms I couldn't rent out, but I did have number 19 rented out. The man that was in there ended up going to jail. You know, some trivial stuff, and cops came by and arrested him, and I told him not to worry about the place. His rent was paid, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Well, that happened in the afternoon. That evening, about 7:30, I was told by another resident that somebody was in Greg's apartment, number 19. Well, I knew that there was a lock on it. It was a cheap one, but it was a little padlock. So I went outside, and I went down, and I seen this guy walk out. He was about 6'1", 6'2", a couple 100 pounds. And I asked him what he was doing. Well, he stopped by to get some money that Greg owed him. And I said, oh, no. I had my phone with me, so I called the police. I said, you're staying here, I'm calling the police, because this place is locked up. I verified it when Greg was arrested, and you broke into it. You can deal with the police. Well, he told me in no uncertain terms that he wasn't going to do it. What I should have done was taken his picture, but I wasn't, Mentally, I know what the man looks like. I could describe him to the police. Well, police came and said that they'd take my statement and the woman's statement that told me about it. Well, we secured Greg's place. I made out the statement. Well, next morning, about 5 o'clock, I woke up, opened up both doors, get some air through here so I wouldn't get so stagnant. Well, about 5:30. Remember the cowboys and Indians? How they wear bandanas over their mouth, nose? Well, this guy that broke into Greg's place came in through the office door, because there's 2 rooms, there's a doorway. Office here, I live here. Well, he came in, he had a knife with him, about a 12-inch blade, and cussing me out for calling the police, making out a report. And he's going to carve me up. Well, at first I started laughing at him because of the way he looked. And he had a bandana around his nose and mouth, and and I started laughing at him. Get the fuck out of here, you baboon. Well, all of a sudden I seen the knife. And he went to slice me with it. Well, he missed. Luckily, my training in the Marine Corps came into effect. We wrestled. There wasn't much damage in my apartment, but a few things got misconstrued. Well, I got the knife away from him, sliced his arm. Should have stabbed him in the heart. Be perfectly honest with you. But I slashed him. And he bolted out of here. He was gone big time. Well, here I am with the knife in my hand. I called the police. And I'm sitting here in my chair talking to the police. All of a sudden I realized, and I told the dispatcher, man, I'm still holding on the knife, and I dropped it right on the floor. Well, I had to get out of the apartment, so I went outside. His bicycle was leaning against the building. Because when I woke up at 4, I made my rounds. There was no bike there. Well, the police came. And I told them what happened. The policeman asked me to make out a statement. So I did. I wrote out the statement. And I put everything in the statement, including me slicing him in the arm. Well, the policeman popped up and said that he's going to call the hospitals. And if a man shows up there with a knife wound on his arm, he'll be back to arrest me for attempted murder. Excuse me? What? Sir, you had the knife. He was unarmed. What? That baboon pulled the knife out of me. All I did was take it away from him. I knew I should have stabbed him in the heart. Well, with that, the officer started reading me my rights. And I just walked away from him. Get the hell away. Get out of here. Well, I went outside. And I'm standing out there. Another cop came up. And I told him that that's the guy's bicycle. If you don't take it, I'm going to destroy it. Well, they loaded the bicycle in the trunk of the car. About a week later, another one of the baboons that used to hang around with Greg stopped up here, and we were talking about Greg. Greg was going to be released from jail. I said, great, because I need to talk to him, because I got to find out who this baboon is that tried to knife me. I came up with a name. I called the investigator and gave him the name. Apparently the guy sells plasma. His plasma like once a month in order to get $25 so he could buy drugs. And the investigator said thank you. Well, a couple months went by, and I found out that the guy was in violation of his probation and put him in jail. So I went to both courthouses, city and federal, opposite ends of the city, because I wanted to look at photographs of the people that the judge within the last month had put in jail. What I was told by both places, can't do it. Prisoner has rights. Excuse me? Look, you're nothing but a copy-woppy. I want a judge to tell me that. And I did it at both places. I went in front of a judge with the city. The judge told me that a prisoner has rights, and only the police officers and the investigators and those in law enforcement can identify him by photographs. I went to federal, got the same BS from federal. Now, like I stated in my previous video, is that the judicial system that I served 20 years to uphold? Where someone comes after me with a knife and I am not allowed to look at a photograph and bring it to the judge's attention that he's the one that tried to stab me? And I'm not allowed to see my children because I worship a God? Remember that Christmas movie where the little girl didn't believe in Santa Claus? And Santa Claus ended up going to court. And that little girl walks up and gives the judge a card. And when he opened up the card, there was a dollar bill. In God we trust. This nation has on its dollar bill, in God we trust. God, no one has ever seen him. He's a spirit. Just like Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny. But yet, my children were taken away from me because of my belief in reading the Bible, going to church, and praying to God. And taking them with me. Praying with them and reading the Bible to them. Just like that guy that tried to do away with me because I notified the cops, because he breaking and entering, he broke the law. But yet, because I got the knife away from him, I'm going to be arrested for attempted murder? Where's justice? This nation needs adjusting. The Supreme Court, I don't think there's one vet on the Supreme Court. Congress, if we can nominate a draft dodger for president like Bill Clinton, who's in Congress? How many vets are in Congress? How many people run this nation that actually serve time in the military? I'm afraid to look, because it'll probably turn my stomach. We need to face the facts. This nation needs major adjusting. And you can't do it with the people that are running it now. That whole higher echelon's got to be wiped off the map. And veterans put in. We're the ones that carry the American flag with honors. Not your derelict, drug addict drunkards that gimme, 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 gimme. That thinks this nation owes them something. Well, got news for you. God is going to turn his back on this nation. You think those trillions of dollars in debt mean anything? Don't mean nothing. When God turns his back on this nation, this is only the tip of the iceberg. And with that, I hope before God does turn his back on this nation, he takes me home, because I'd hate to see it in my lifetime. With that, have a beautiful day. Bye.